Here's a great idea for your next outing. A cruise of the L.A. Harbor on a Spirit Cruises yacht. Spirit Cruises offers everything you need to relax and enjoy your time on the water. For more information, call 310-548-8080 or visit spiritmarine.com.
Hi everybody, my name's Bill Ward and you're listening to Rock 50. It's Saturday, the 27th of February in the year 2016, and I don't often start our rock show. We just me talking, but every once in a while, sometimes there's an exception to that kind of standard way of doing things. There's been over the last couple of months, several months actually, since really November, December, January, now in February as well. There have been a lot of reasons to be solemn, and there's been some very solemn occasions. And I'd like to say a few words, if I can, before we begin our show. First of all, today's show at Rock 50 is dedicated to the loved ones and fans of all the musicians that passed away over the past few months. Today we're going to feature Philthy Taylor, long-time drummer with Motorhead. You're going to hear lots of Lemmy Kilminster. We'll play a couple of nice things to honour David Bowie, and we're going to do a special feature in a little while to honour some of the other musicians that have passed away, more in the last couple of months again. But we're going to kick it off. We're going to rock, okay? We're going to feature Lemmy's with Motorhead, and then we're going to feature a lot of songs that Philthy Taylor played drums on, and I really hope that we're going to have a great show here today. In spite of the downside of this, I think everybody's felt it, especially in January. I think everybody just really felt a lot of pain over these things, over these deaths. For those of you who are just joining us, we just got through listening to a bunch of kick-ass Motorhead songs, and we're featuring Lemmy. Of course, this is we talked a little bit about Lemmy's death prior to the show, and also Phil Taylor, or Phil Taylor, who played drums on all of the last tracks that you heard. I'm going to go through what we played, and I'm going to do a little bit on their bios. They'll live in time, man. So I mean, they passed away, but they're gonna go on forever, you know. So we played Brotherhood of Man. That was Lemmy and Motorhead. Stand By Me. That was Lemmy playing with Dave Lombardo on drums. Shake Your Blood. That was Probot with Lemmy, and that was Dave Grohl playing drums. Then we started the section where Phil Taylor was playing drums, and that started with Another Perfect Day, Motorhead, and Phil Taylor, and then the track Motorhead by Motorhead, 1977, Phil Taylor, Overkill, Motorhead, Phil Taylor, I'm So Bad Baby I Don't Care, Motorhead, Phil Taylor, Iron Horse, Born to Lose, that was Motorhead, Phil Taylor, and Eat the Rich, Motorhead, Phil Taylor, and Ace of Spades, Phil Taylor. And I'm just going to talk about Phil first. And Phil was born to the 21st of September 1954, and sadly he died on November the 11th, which is Armistice Day, and in 2015. So that's he died on the 11th of November 2015. And he was known as Philthy Animal Taylor, and sometimes when I read his biography and when I see pictures of him, I have a kind of a kindred spirit, looking at some of my past days in when I was a little bit more lopsided than what I am now, and but you have to admire the guy. He was an absolutely wonderful kick-ass drummer. He pushed the band all the way through. Great spirit in his drumming. A lot of power, big power drummer, big drum fills. The guy's fantastic. And again, we always say this when we do part of our drum segues, is if the student wants to listen to a good rock drummer, then listen to Phil. Listen to him and learn from him, and listen to, like I say, these guys are going to live on for a long, long time, into eternity, so they'll always be with us. I wanted to just touch on a couple of things about Phil. When they had to do a video to do the Ace of Spades video, and prior to that, Phil got involved with some mischief with some of his friends, I guess. And anyway, he got dropped on his head. The eventuality of the mischief was he got dropped on his head, and he broke his neck. So he did the Ace of Spades video in a neck brace, and I believe there's some quite famous pictures of that around. But then after that, of course, he had a prominent lump located on the back of his neck, and people affectionately called that his knob, which can also be referred to another part of the body. So it gives you some idea of the humour that no doubt flowed like a river throughout this creative and marvellous band. So anyway, that's a little bit about Phil. I'm sure you wouldn't mind me sharing that. He's got a whole legacy of music and how to share about that part, but his drumming will stand forever. It's just great. Then we have Lemmy, and Lemmy was born on the 24th of December. Or Lemmy came out. No, sorry, Lem. Lemmy was born on the 24th of December, 1945, and he actually died on the 28th of December, 2015. So it's quite ironic in his birth and his death date. English musician, of course, and just I don't know what can you say. He's poignant, lyrically poignant, lyrically aggressive player, brilliant bass player, great singer, gravel, but he gets all the notes. I just love his outlook upon life, as many of us do. I mean, he's so admired in the rock community and in the musical community, period. And I think there's quite a few people knew that he wasn't, that he was under the weather. He wasn't, doing so well. And but I was actually very surprised. Actually, I wasn't expecting death to come to him. So I think a lot of people are still kind of struggling with that and coming round on that, and kind of going, wow, Lemmy's passed away. So, and I'm kind of saying it right now, almost validating it to myself, to be honest with you. I've been sharing with some of my friends that I haven't been looking forward to doing this radio show today because there's so much sadness attached to it. And I love doing our radio shows, Mike. And I'm with my host, by the way, Mike Stark. I don't think I introduced Mike at the beginning of the show, but for those of you who do listen regularly, Mike Stark is always with me. And so I was quite sad, to have to know that we were going to do this show. And it was quite ironic because we'd already planned to do Phil Taylor in the drum segue in November. We'd already planned that. And then it's like, oh my God, we're going to put that together when we come to do the show today. How we're going to have those work in the two guys. So anyway, I think we're doing it. We're getting through it. So some of the songs that we played, I'm just going to go through a couple because there's some classic stuff there from Lemmy and from and what played Phil on, and we played from the album Another Perfect Day. We played On Parole, the album On Parole, No Sleep Till Hammersmith, and that was a big one. That was like that, that was really big. And that's a great album. You've heard that album, right? Yeah, obviously, yeah. And so we played some classic stuff today, 1916, and then we played Motorhead, and then we played rock and roll Motorhead as well. That's what you heard. And all those albums were what Phil Taylor had played on. And so before that, for those of you who don't know, Lemmy played with Hawkwind. And I first saw Motorhead in Worcestershire. And they hadn't gotten really big. And I was in a pub, one of my favourite places at the time. And I was standing at the bar and I heard this enormous crash and boom and like really raucous sound. And I found myself complaining about the noise because I was trying to talk, right, and being the egotistical motherfucker that I was back then, or sometimes now, but and I thought, my God, they're loud, and it's like, and I thought about it, and I thought, what a stupid thing to say for coming from the band that I was in, And but I was incredibly impressed because I was incredibly impressed by their constant driving. They didn't let up. They didn't let go. They didn't take a break. They just was like, whoa, down your throat, I'm coming down your throat now, And it was just fantastic, And you had to put your pint of beer down and listen. It's almost like the whole idea of the gig was we want you to listen and you're going to listen no matter what. I know we used to do that in Sabbath as well. Do the same thing, man. It's just like, and I'm not trying to A-B Motorhead and Sabbath, very different bands in many, many ways. So, but that's the first time I heard them, and it was the perfect surroundings because it was a warm night, a warm Worcestershire night in the summer, and the band was just like cracking away, man, and it's just, fantastic. And that was in the early, I think it was like 80 or 81, I think. I'm not quite sure of the timeline. Anyway, so, God bless them, I've met Lem a few times, and I found him to be a perfect gentleman and a really, really nice guy. So, very happy to have met you, Lemmy, and thank you so much for everything that you've given to everybody. And you will certainly be loved for a long, long time to come. They're going to be missed, but they're never going to be forgotten. And thanks for all the music, guys. Okay, moving on. There has been so much sadness in the last few months. Many musicians passed in the past few months, and I'm going to name off the ones that I know about. I'm sure I might be forgetting some, so we might get some letters. But I'm going to start with Jimmy Bain. Jimmy Bain played bass, and he was a great songwriter with Rainbow, Dio, Ian Hunter, Gary Moore. To name but a few guys right there. Maurice White, Earth, Wind and Fire, great band. And of course, here comes the tearjerker, David Bowie. And come on, I'm just going to push right through this as we go. Glenn Frey, Lemmy, Phil, Taylor, Natalie Cole, who I love. And then more recently, I found out that Mick Gillette, trumpet player with the Tower of Power, had passed away. And more recently, Paul Kantner, original founding member with Jefferson Airplane, passed away as well. So it's so sad. And guitar vocals, of course. And ironically, a lady who sang on the first Jefferson Airplane record, and her name was, let me make sure I get this right. I think her name was Signe Anderson. I hope I'm not screwing that up. Signe Anderson. She died on the 28th of January this year, 2016. And on the same day that Paul passed away. And I thought that was just absolutely ironic, that they made that first record together. She actually sang on a song called Chauffeur's Blues, which is on the first Jefferson Airplane record. Oh. And if I've forgotten anybody, then I apologise. But those are the ones that that I heard about, and because you know, I love jazz and Nat King Cole, and when I heard that Natalie had passed away, it was just like fucking heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And anyway, and I thought the guys from the Eagles, I thought they did a really good job at the Grammys, you know, just doing something nice for Glenn Fry. And he's got some, I mean, man, you know. And playing that last song then, of course, that was Where Are We Now by David Bowie, and that's a song that we've played quite frequently since May of 2015 on Rock 50. I find the song quite haunting, and there's a lot of emotional parallels or attached to that for me at a very personal level as well. And I was just blown away when I first heard that song, and I heard it at Heathrow Airport, flying back from England after I'd gotten the, along with Tony Iommi and Giza, we'd gotten the Ivor Novello Award, and Ozzy, of course, as well, but Ozzy was a no-show on that one. Anyway, this is about David Bowie, and not my personal emotions. Just blown away by the song, and playing it today after he passed away. I'm just really heartfelt at this particular moment in time, which is okay. It's okay to be heartfelt in a moment of time. David was born on the 8th of January 1947, and he passed away on the 10th of January 2016. I think everybody in the world knows him. He's done so much work. He's so creative, so new, such a visual person in terms of his music and the way that he just went about things and made things happen, all the way from Ziggy and Spiders from Mars, The Man Who Fell to Earth, the movie, Heroes. My God, he's done so much stuff. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996, much deservedly so. He was born in South London. He was an Englishman, another crazy Englishman. And we have one more song to play by David Bowie at the end of our show. And I just want to personally thank him and send my love, and Rock 50 again sends their respect to all the fans and to David Bowie's family and friends. And we ask that he rest in peace. Did you like the show, Mike? It was, man, we got through it.
Got through it. Nicely done.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. I guess I was fishing for a compliment. No.
It was a tough show, but you handled it well.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Yeah, no, it was a tough show. Yeah, it was a tearjerker, that's for sure. I hope everybody out there listening enjoyed today's show. Maybe some tears. It was tough for me to put it together this time. It's like that from time to time, and that's how it goes. So thanks, Mike. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Jones. Shout out to Europe, London, UK, Las Vegas, Viva, New York, Monty, who's in the studio with us right now. Shout out to Monty. I want to do a shout out to Lamute and everybody out there that's rocking. We love you, we love you, we love you. We'll see you in March. Stay safe, stay strong.